Welcome to this week's first call, our first Q&A call. I am so glad they're here, and if other people jump on, great. If not, totally fine. You can watch the recording. You can email me your questions. I don't know if this is a good time for you within your time zone. It may be like a really tricky time. So I would love your feedback. I feel like I'm always moving the times around for our calls, but I would love to hear how things are going for you. So if you could just kind of brainstorm and think of questions that have come up for you so far. I'm just gonna kind of talk for a minute about some things that have been on my mind since yesterday. So the first thing is, did we get 7 to 8 hours of sleep last night? I noticed that I was kind of coming down with something. I very rarely get sick, but my life has been super overwhelming lately, like to the point of like wondering, am I getting sick because I've had so much going on, you know, not because I haven't been taking care of myself. I think I still make time for myself every day, but what has changed is that my life has gotten a bit more overwhelming. And so sometimes when we are in a place where we do feel more cortisol spikes, right, more stress, then our body's immune system is suppressed. And then that allows for infections and different airborne pathogens to penetrate and infiltrate the body. So I'm pretty sure that's where I'm at, because normally my life isn't as stressful as it is right now. That being said, I'm fine. I don't want any of you to worry. I'm actually really happy amidst all the stress. But I think it's important to point out that my life isn't always this way. So even though there are moments where life can get really hectic and the school year's ending and we're moving and we've got like just a whole bunch of stuff that is changing and shifting in the near future, that's not how it is all the time. And so during those times when it is stressful and when things are heightened, I like that I have practices that I can do every single day, whether it's a mindfulness practice or a nutrition practice or my supplement practice. These self-care practices can attribute to like my overall well-being. So even though I feel under the weather and I'm stuffy headed, I feel really happy and I feel super grounded and content with my life. So how about you? How are things going for you? Did you get your 7-8 hours of sleep? Did you wake up and start your day with intentions? Did you visualize what you wanted the 7-day hormonal health reset to look like? Have you gone through and finished the intake form so that I can see what your goal is and kind of what you really want to get out of this week personally for you? And have you taken the time to schedule your nutrition consultation? Some of you have, but some of you haven't. So totally okay, zero judgment. Don't want any harmful feelings to come to you because you feel like, you know, you haven't made the time or had the time to go through it all. Don't feel stressed about that. This is the best thing about this program, in my opinion, is that you get to do it at the pace that you want, and it should feel good. It should feel like something you can do and not something that is too much or it's overwhelming. So I want you to take, you know, as much time as you can to journal tonight. That's kind of your homework for tonight, is just to journal what you really want to get out of this and what your expectations are. And if there are things that seem overwhelming, let's work through those feelings on our Q&A calls every day. That's why I'm here. I want you to be able to use my expertise and my experience and my passion for this very topic to be able to help you and feel a lot freer in your life. So apologize for the no makeup look. Just bathed 4 children in 20 minutes. My husband's out of town, so that felt really good. I feel like a victorious mom power. And I spent the whole day packing, so I look glamorous. Anyway, Jill, I'm gonna unmute you. You are here tonight, so you get to have this one-on-one time, and then everybody else watching the replay, feel free to chime in via email or save your questions for tomorrow's Q&A. Jill, how's it going?
It's going pretty well. the first day, I had a little bit of a headache, I will admit, probably from lack of sugar and lack of carbs.
Yeah.
But I survived.
Okay.
It wasn't too bad.
Oh, awesome. I'm so happy to hear that. So, how is the supplement regimen going for you? Did you kind of understand how to take them?
Yeah, so I'm not new to the doTERRA supplements. I've taken them before and I actually have all of them on my counter. So they are not new to me. I was out of the probiotics and I actually have more probiotics already coming in my monthly order.
Perfect.
So I'm not new to them.
Perfect. So you feel totally comfortable with
Yep.
regimen and it doesn't feel like too much for you. Can
Yep.
you can you speak to that just because you have had experience, which that's new to me. I'm so happy to hear that you have been taking the supplements. Will you kind of share with everyone why you take them, why you purchase them monthly for yourself, and what benefits you've seen from them?
Yeah, so I really like, especially the digestive enzyme. I have experience in my life with having upset stomach a lot after I eat, and the digestive enzyme for me really helps take away that with the uncomfortable eating or uncomfortable stomach after I eat. So when I really stick with the digestive enzyme, I pretty much get rid of all of the stomach aches that I ever have. So I notice when I stop taking them or I'm not as regular with them, I experience more discomfort after I eat. I will not, I say that I'm not the most balanced eater. So I try to take the other ones, um, especially like I'm not, I don't remember the names of them offhand, but um, like the daily ones with
Uh-huh.
the,
Lifelong
yeah,
Vitality.
yeah. To help balance out what I'm missing in my diet.
Nice.
And especially with a probiotic, just to keep my stomach in line, and keep all the good bacteria in there. I try to take that one as well. Like I said, I'm out right now, but I have more coming.
That's awesome. So the Lifelong Vitality Pack, you touched on that it's something you add or to supplement your diet because you're not getting necessarily those daily trace minerals and vitamins from your food. Is
Yep.
that?
Yep.
And then within that regimen, there's also the fish oil, the omega-3s, DHA fatty acids, and then the alpha CRS has the antioxidant blend. So my question to you is, have you seen an improvement in your health or your energy or quality of life, sleep, anything like that, skin, since you started taking the Lifelong Vitality Pack?
Yeah, I definitely feel better whenever I take them regularly. When I stop taking them regularly or I just continuously forget, then I notice that, I don't feel as good as I do when I take them regularly.
Okay, yeah. So Jenna was kind of touching on that on the call, just how when you get out of a habit of taking them, it's it's really like a form of self-care that you're sort of just missing out on. It's
Yeah.
like baseline foundational. So I hope that this week you can pick up that practice again for yourself and it just becomes second nature. So the topic, I'm going to kind of have like little topics every day that'll take 5 or 10 minutes on these Q&As in case these are questions you have. I just want to dig a little deeper. So tonight's little lesson, or if you will, has to do with those daily practices and more specifically with lemon water. And so that lemon water, the act of drinking a warm mug of water every morning with 1 drop of lemon essential oil, which I'll talk about in just a second, it not only further helps the detoxification process that our body goes through every single night when we go to bed, but what it also does is it reminds me to take my supplements. So it's just like my body, first of all, craves the lemon water, and then secondly, it's like taking that supplement is just an act. It's like an action I'm doing for myself, and my body is like thanking it at the same time.
Right.
It's like this little cycle. And lemon essential oil is super potent and super powerful, as you probably know. And for those of you
Yep.
who don't know, doTERRA essential oils are super effective, mostly because they're used for medicinal purposes all around the country in different integrative medical facilities and hospitals. And so because they are used for medicinal purposes and an alternative form of healthcare, they have to be really thorough with their testing. So when you go to like Walmart or Target or Bed Bath & Beyond and you see aromatherapy and you see these essential oils on the shelves, oftentimes it can be super confusing because you're like, wait, why am I paying $10 or $11 for this lemon essential oil from doTERRA when the one here is like $2? And the reason is because of the quality. So when you go to those stores and you look at them and they are this form of aromatherapy, there are so many different grades of aromatherapy, and there's not a real form of regulation like the FDA with food and stuff like that. So when you have an unregulated part of the market, what ends up happening is people want to capitalize on that and they create crap. And it's super scary, the different fragrances that people are bringing into their homes, because like at Target the other day, I saw peppermint essential oil in the dollar bin for $3. And I thought to myself, I've been to the peppermint farms with doTERRA, and I've seen like the farmers' love and passion for the harvesting and the planting and the distillery and all that process and what that brings to them, the joy and the satisfaction that it brings, that they can create something that can be healing to our bodies. And thinking about what they would say had they looked at or even smelled a fragrance that someone is calling peppermint. It's just such a dig, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so throughout that, like doTERRA has been really smart, and they test every single essential oil on 7 different levels for their purity, making sure and just like giving it that stamp of approval that it is pure, that there's no adulteration, that there's nothing in the bottle other than the plant itself. And what's really cool too is they send it to a third party to verify its purity. But purity is one thing. And the second thing I think that makes doTERRA essential oils different from everything else out there is that they're effective. So it's one thing to be pure, but the second, like to really bring it home, is that they work. And so when you are taking in fragrances from other places and different stores or whatever, it's just that it's a fragrance. And fragrances are something we're going to talk about in the next couple of days, more on the topic of hormone disruptors when we get to that. But what we've got to focus on tonight is just realizing and understanding that there is a difference, that something that smells interesting like a perfume is very different than something that comes from nature. And that's exactly what essential oils are from doTERRA. They are a piece of nature distilled down and put into either a diffuser in your home or used on your body topically to help with either aches, pains, emotional support, immune support, or you're taking them internally for bodily functions, nervous system, cellular support, digestive support, brain function, all of that. And so as you consume essential oils, you really want to be careful about the quality. So make sure, and obviously I'm a big proponent of doTERRA, and the reason for that is because I did my research when my babies were little. They were 12 weeks premature, and they had so many different problems in regards to their health. And I, as a preemie mom, was just desperate and looking for the very best options. And I did my research, and I found that the most transparent company was doTERRA. In fact, it is doTERRA. On the bottom of every single bottle, there's a little number that you can type into the website source2you.com, and it'll tell you when the plant was harvested, what phytonutrients and chemicals are in that bottle. And it's just a way to be more transparent with their audience and clientele. And I think that's so fascinating that we can, look up where our like medicinal natural remedies come from. I think that's so cool. But in regards to lemon is one that's super interesting because, when you squeeze a lemon into your water, which a lot of people do, you're getting some nutritional benefits for sure. It's like, it tastes good, it's refreshing, but also it has a nutritional content. When you use the essential oil, you're getting the detoxification properties, which means that a squeeze of lemon could probably fill, I'm trying to see if my husband has on his desk, he just has past tense on his desk right now, and this is a 10 milliliter roller. But a 15 milliliter bottle of essential oil has 75 lemon rinds. So the peel of the lemon is squeezed all the way down. It's cold pressed in a machine, and the cold press brings out that, when you like peel an orange, how it has that spray that comes off of it. Have you ever noticed that, Jill? Like when you peel that like little aroma comes off of it, that's the essential oil property on the peel. And so as they steam distill those 75 lemons down, they fill a 15 milliliter size bottle. Now, if you were to squeeze a lemon, it would fill probably two 15 milliliter size bottles because it's that like liquid on the inside of the lemon juice, where the essential oil comes from the rind. So in essence, why that's important is because the lemon rind is what contains the highest content of the detoxification properties from the lemons. And every single plant, especially the ones that doTERRA carries, have a chemical constituent that aligns with the body. So limonene, sorry, that was loud. Limonene is the one that's in the citrus fruit, right? But lavender, for example, has a chemical in it called linalool. And linalool is really high in esters, and these esters help to calm the body down. So all these different chemical constituents in phytonutrients just means plant-based nutrients, align with our body in a way that's really unique. For some people, lavender is like really calming. For other people, it makes them less calm. So just like with food and food sensitivities, you might be more sensitive to food than I am, and the same thing with plants. I might be more sensitive to a plant than you are. And so there's that symbiotic relationship where I am receiving the benefits of that essential oil, but my body at the same time is deciding how it wants to receive it. So our bodies, people always say to me like, oh, essential oils are so magic, right? They're so magical. But that's not it. Essential oils are not magic. Our bodies are magic. Our bodies are magic, and the essential oils just help the body to work at a more efficient, more effective way, in a way that's going to help serve you and serve the root cause and get down on that cellular level and really heal the body. So why that one drop of lemon is so great in the morning is because it goes into your digestive tract. So it goes down your GI into your digestive tract. And once it gets down to your digestive tract, your GI and your digestive tract have a ton of these little tentacles. There's trillions of them actually. And they're called villi, right? The villi kind of stick out of the GI and inside the lining of the stomach and through the intestinal tract, upper and hind gut. And the villi are what trap a lot of bacteria, fungus, overgrowth of yeast, whatever is hanging out there just gets stuck. And what happens is when you have a ton of that left over and your body's just like absorbing the bad bacteria and the fungus, it ends up building up. So it has like this whole space here, if you can see my video, it has a whole space here that's just compacted with junk. And so when you invite that lemon essential oil into your digestive tract, it just goes through and literally like strips that away and it cleans it. And the reason you want that cleaned out is because then when you are eating or taking your supplements, it has a much better absorption through your body because now it has like a cleared pathway. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it's just a great self-care practice or something I've included in my daily regimen that reminds me also to take my supplements. So hope that helps.
Yeah, it does.
But what other questions do you have other than like starting on something new and avoiding sugar, processed and refined sugars this week? And then when you talked about carbohydrates, there are lots of carbohydrates within the vegetables that you're consuming too. So I know you're not getting necessarily like maybe bread or pasta, but there are lots of slow complex carbs in the foods you're eating. Like sweet potatoes are super awesome, even just like Yukon potatoes, lentils, beans, lots of carbs. But the meals that I've created, you're right, they are lower in calories. I think they're like at the most 1,800 calories per day, which is might leave you hungry, you know? And so
yeah,
snack as much as you can. Don't feel like you are limiting yourself. If you're hungry, go for it, for sure.
okay. Yeah, I think, I mean, I felt okay today. I think I was more eliminating myself. I'm like, well, this is only what I can eat. It says one snack, and so I can have one snack. So I feel if I can eat more than that, then I'll just have like another banana then.
Yeah, yeah, totally, for sure.
Because I went and I also worked out after work, and so I probably needed to eat a little more than I actually did.
Yes.
Which, you know.
You're burning calories for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I feel like I did okay. I had the steel cut oats this morning, and I instead of getting the coconut milk, I accidentally got coconut cream. So I did not put a cup of coconut cream in there because I told my husband, I said, I think you might actually die from eating a cup of this coconut cream. You'd give yourself a heart attack. So I
Yeah.
just put a little drizzle of it in there, which I actually really enjoyed
Oh,
the
yum.
steel cut oats this morning a
Yeah.
lot. They were really good. So I'll probably have that again this morning because I didn't grab some of the stuff I actually needed at the store, but I really like the steel cut oats this morning. So I'll probably have that again tomorrow. But
Awesome. Yeah, I love steel cut oats in the morning, and I love like right now Trader Joe's has blueberries on sale, and whenever something is on sale, then you know it's in season. So I stocked up on blueberries with steel cut oats, a little bit of coconut milk, and
yeah,
a little agave, and I'm like set to go.
yeah, it was really tasty this morning. So because typically I have eggs, and so it was just a nice change in general. And I typically have coffee, so I did not have coffee this morning. I had water with my
That's like a
supplements.
headache.
So,
That's a headache right there.
well, I don't ever drink caffeine actually, so I haven't had caffeine in years. So it's
Okay.
usually just decaf. But
Oh, gotcha. Okay,
yeah, but
awesome.
it was fine. I'll survive.
You probably do need more food then. If you are not detoxing from caffeine, and maybe just a little detox from sugar, I would say you probably need to eat more food if you're getting a headache and drink more water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was trying to think if I had any other questions. I did get my 8 hours of sleep last night. I'm a pretty good sleeper. I go to sleep on time, and I do not let anybody steal my sleep.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And plus my kids are out of town for 2 weeks at my mom's house, and so I'm
Oh,
really getting extra
wow.
sleep.
Holy crap. That's like the gift from the gods. 2 weeks at your mom's house?
Yeah,
Can she adopt me? That's
I
incredible.
know. You send your 4 kids to her house, she'd love it.
They would eat her alive, but I'm sure that's really funny.
So I did also order the, what's it called? Like the GX Assist
Uh-huh.
to do like a detox. I haven't gotten that, but I am gonna start that because I've heard good things about like just detoxing in general with doTERRA. So
Yeah,
um,
yeah.
I
You can
have that as well.
The GX Assist is something after the 7 days is over. If you want to like further detox, you can do 10 days on the GX Assist. Just make sure you eliminate the PV Assist. So
Okay.
you would do the GX Assist for 10 days and then um, get back on the probiotic as soon as the 10 days is up and just take that.
Okay.
Yeah. I keep mine in the fridge just as like an added measure of protection, even though they're double encapsulated and they're UV protected. And doTERRA is like really smart about how they package the probiotics. I
Yeah.
just I can like preserve even more, the quality. Then why not?
Yeah. Absolutely.
There's no harm in doing it.
No. Um. Oh, I did have one question. For the, I guess, nutrition counseling, if those days don't work, is there later times that you can do?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for asking that
Okay.
question. Times are just a little insane right now. So if you had a time slot that worked better for you, just email me and
Okay.
like maybe choose like a handful of times and then I'll pick one.
Okay. Perfect. Because I work full time, and so I was looking at those times. I was like, most time I'm at work during those times. So
Yeah. Yeah. I want to be as convenient as possible for you. And
okay.
yeah, I should probably go on there and edit it. I have it's like so insane over here right now, but I'm going to make it work.
Okay. I appreciate it.
Tomorrow I have a doctor's appointment in the morning and I'm just going to have like stay in the parking lot after the appointment and get on it. So squeezing it
Okay.
in when we can, right?
Yeah.
But well, good. Okay, so what do you feel about this week? Do you have like goals that you want to talk about or things that you're hoping to get out of it?
Um. So personally, I would like to. So I've been working out pretty consistently since January, and since like last summer, I'm down like 11 pounds since last summer, like where I weighed last summer. Um, so I would like to, just get rid of some of this like stubborn belly fat, like all women would.
Mhm.
Um, and then also, um, like, just learn how to get rid of, like, just fatigue in the evenings. I mean, I'm a working mom like most women are, but, just not feeling so tired at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And then also, I have fairly consistent skin. I mean, I'm nearly 40, but my 12-year-old daughter and I both have acne.
Okay.
So, like, just not break like, and I only break out really along my jawline. So,
Okay.
if it's whether it's hormone related or if it's, like, food
That's
related, like, trying to figure out, like, what it is.
right here.
Yeah, yes, and it's not consistently, it's only been really in the last couple weeks, so I'm not sure if it's something, like, diet related or if it is hormonal, I'm not really sure, so
It could be a
those
combination of both or something topical that you're using. But typically the jawline is food and more likely sugar.
okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, well, maybe this week will get rid of it, I don't know.
Yeah, and this
So
is the beginnings of it. And actually, I was gonna touch on something else you said. So when you talk about like fatigue in the evenings, you're right. It is something that a lot of people deal with, but it doesn't have to be that way. Like I don't want that
right,
to be the norm for you. So
yeah,
what
I know.
I would consider is with your lifelong vitality for this week, I've given everyone half a dose to ease them into it, especially for brand new people like just taking it for the first time. It's not smart to do a full dose right off the bat because
Yeah,
the body has poor absorption in the beginning. And this, the liver is sluggish and needs like a reboot. So that's why the Terrazyme, the probiotic are really important. But for you, if you are doing the Lifelong Vitality Pack regularly anyways, then I would consider doing half a dose before breakfast and then half a dose in the evening. So that's something
okay,
I take the morning dose before breakfast and the evening dose before dinner so that I am still very effective. Like I can get through bedtime, I can, teach a class, but I can also go downstairs and work and clean the house and laundry and all of that without feeling like the day has gotten away from me and there's no way I could like pick myself up after snuggling them and putting them to bed because I've been there. I've totally been there. But the Alpha CRS Plus does have that energy and stamina complex that works so well if you space it out. So that's something I
yeah,
would recommend for you. Does
okay. Hmm,
that help?
yeah.
Okay, good. I'm glad.
Yeah, and I've never really used the lemon in warm water, so I'm excited. Although I looked at my lemon that I have the other day, and I think it expired, so
Yeah,
I think I have some at work also that I
okay.
used in my diffuser, so I need to look at it and see if it's expired.
That's a good idea. Yeah, they usually are good for 5 years. So,
It must have come in my first pack when I signed up with doTERRA 5 years ago.
oh, wow. Who did you sign up with? Was it Jenna?
No, so, I have an online support group of other moms, like, I've been married we will have been married 15 years in October. And so we were a group of moms. We've been together for like 15 years ever since we planned our weddings. And so it's like a group of 100 moms all across the country.
Wow.
And so, as we've gotten married and we've all had kids now, we've just stayed together. And so I signed up under a girl back then. I mean, gosh, I guess I've been with doTERRA 5 or 6 years now. I can't even remember.
That's awesome.
Um, so I have a lot of oils and
Yeah.
all of
What a
that nonsense.
connection, though. That's so cool that you guys have each other.
Oh yeah, it's really awesome. It's really cool.
Amazing. So,
Yeah.
your goals are less fatigue, right?
Yes.
Stubborn belly fat,
Yeah.
and what was the other one?
Acne along
Oh,
the
yeah.
jawline.
That's right. So, I mean, we're going to speak to all of that. And this is like the perfect place to be because, yeah, one of those things is important. And
Yeah.
even though, like, you may feel like talking about your midsection, um, is like not important, it is so important if that's something that you want for yourself. I always tell people, like, don't focus on the number, focus on how you feel. And if you feel like this extra weight in your midsection is affecting you in your everyday life, especially emotionally, like for myself, when I was finally able to get really grounded, and again, this is another topic for another Q&A evening, so you're getting some little sneak peeks, but really, really like developing a meditation practice that I could tune into myself, listen to my subconscious, and like be guided by it and make choices because of it, my life changed so much. And I was able to just like, the weight kind of fell off after that because I was holding on to it emotionally. And so sometimes that quote, air quotes, like stubborn, right? That stubborn belly fat is exactly that. It's
Yeah.
hanging on for emotional reasons. So we'll speak to that this week too. This is like a whole mind, body, soul awakening this week, not just.
Well, and I will tell you, I did not get on my phone first thing this morning. I
Oh,
got out of bed and I was like, okay, I'm not going to get on my phone. I'm going to get up and I'm just going to like turn on a podcast and get straight in the shower. Like I always listen to a podcast when I get in the shower. I was like, I won't check Facebook when I first get up. Like I will give that time to myself.
yeah. And what did that feel like? What was that shift like for you?
It was kind of nice not to know what was going on. Let me just get a few minutes to myself and not worry about everyone else and, just take a minute.
Yeah. And like just listen to your own thoughts and be like with yourself.
Yeah.
That's super important. I love podcasts in the shower too. I'm guilty of that.
Yeah, it's good, especially when you find a good one.
Yes, I'm going to share my favorite podcast in the email that's going to go out after this call.
Oh, cool. I like a good podcast.
I know, right? You've probably heard of her, Miranda Anderson.
I have not.
Her podcast is called Live Free Creative. And
Okay.
it's just amazing. And she's amazing. And she's a friend of mine, like in real life. And so I always feel like, am I partial? Is it just because I love her as a person? And no, it's not. She's just really good.
Awesome.
She just wrote her first book. It came out, or it's on Amazon for pre-order right now. So I'll put the link to that too. It's called More Than Enough. And she went an entire year without buying anything as a family. They only bought things that broke or they had to replace. And then everything else they just like didn't buy. And so
Wow.
she spoke about her experience and what that was like. And I got my hands on like a early copy and it's so stinking good. I'm like, how does one practice such self-restraint?
Yeah, that's crazy.
No. It made me realize like how frivolous I am at the dollar section at Target and like why do I do that to myself? I'm packing up my house and there's like an entire closet full of things I'm gonna use. Like sure, I use some of them, but most of them are just there, not being used. So yeah. Can you
That's
relate?
funny.
Only one?
Oh, packing a house is terrible.
Yeah, it is terrible, especially when moving junk from one house to another house.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, we've lived in this house for 5 years and I still have a corner that I'm staring at now that has stuff that I haven't unpacked. So
Okay, that does make me feel better. Thank you.
and my husband hates it.
Oh gosh, that's so funny. Yeah, we all get like, oh, I'll take care of it later and I'll get
Yeah.
and man, we got to make the time.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe that's a project this week.
I know. I was just thinking that maybe this week I'll take care of this corner.
That would be amazing. If you can you take a before picture? I need to see this.
It's really not that big. It's more stuff that I'm like, I don't really know what to do with it. And I'm not really sure. Well, I can tell you one of the things, this is really terrible, is a boppy, and my youngest is 9. And I'm just like, I can't get rid of it. Like, I nursed this baby on it, and I just have an emotional attachment to it.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny because in my closet, I still have my boppy, and my youngest is 4.
Yeah.
Like,
well, at least yours is not 9.
That's true. 9 is pretty
Yeah, he's almost 10.
too funny.
Oh, gosh.
Well, okay. So if you don't have any more questions, or do you?
I don't. No, I don't. And we're totally off topic.
Right. True. But it's fun.
Yeah.
I'm here for all of it. Then why don't we focus on tonight writing down, even it doesn't have to be a journal. It can even be on your phone in like your notes section. And this is for everyone watching the recording to write down your intentions. Like writing it down is so powerful. And it just helps things to kind of go smoother because you have processed it in your mind and you've taken that action of writing it down. Just like the action of drinking the lemon water every day reminds me to take my supplements. Having this intention written down What do you want out of this week? What is it that you really need to kind of figure out and realign and reboot? And if it's something as simple as like, oh gosh, my phone, sorry, vibrating over there. If it's something as simple as, you know, I just want to be able to sleep better, or I want to have less stress in my life, those things are important. All of it is important. And I don't want you to feel like there's not a space for you because you feel like your focus isn't as serious as someone else's. So thank you so much for tuning in and hanging out. And I'm so excited for tomorrow, day 2. And I'll see you then. I'm going to stop the recording, Jill.
All right.